Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys, the 4th of May already. Hard to believe, but here it is, and less than a week to Mother's Day, so we'll talk about that. In just a moment, we are going to say good morning to Mayor Denise Didi Henriquez, who is also a proud mother in our community. Good morning to you, Mayor.
Good morning, sir. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time, visiting with us on Friday for a live broadcast there. And again, back at it early on a Monday. And then you'll be traveling up the Keys just a little bit. You'll leave the Rock to go to Big Pine Key and possibly take a swim. Hopefully not. You'll be part of the 250th anniversary proclamation coming up today.
Yes, Michael, I'm actually very nervous about going to Big Pine Key today. So Mayor Michelle Lincoln will be signing a proclamation for the National Travel and Tourism Week while standing on a paddleboard. So myself and others will also be on a paddleboard supporting her. Well, I say we'll be on a paddleboard. We'll either be on the board or in the water, either or. And it's going to be at the Old Wooden Bridge Marina in Big Pine Key from 11 to 2. So they have a whole thing set up with music and food. And I think the most entertaining is going to be all of us on the paddleboard. And Clinton Curry will be there blowing the conch shell. So I'm very excited. I told her we're taking one for the team. And I'm going to be picking up my paddleboard as I'm driving up to Big Pine Key. So this is going to be interesting. We're all going to be in suits in the ocean. So hopefully this will make national news.
Yeah, I think it has the potential to do that. And I've talked to a couple of the commissioners who were going through their pantsuits to find one that they could maybe sacrifice for the cause. Yours looks very nice. So
I did the same thing. I'm like, okay, which one do I want to destroy as it gets full of salt water? So I have boat shoes, I have towels, I have hair clips, I have everything prepared in the event that I fall in the water.
Well, they did probably not an appropriate name, but the mayor of the county was telling me they did a dry run, not so dry rehearsal already. I don't know if you had the opportunity to do this in advance yourself.
I have not. I'm going in this cold. It's going to be interesting.
And what are what's your experience with paddle boards? I know
I've only been on a paddleboard one time, and it was many, many years ago. I was a lot younger and a lot more flexible. So this is going to be, like I said, we're taking one for the team. It's going to be very interesting. I don't even know what to expect. We'll see.
Well, I would. We certainly wish everyone well. It'll be a fun spectacle. I'm sure. Fire rescue will probably be on hand if needed. Hopefully,
FWC, everybody will be there. All hands on deck.
It's going to be entertaining. Well, again, Mayor Denise Didi Henriquez taking one for the team. You'll be there. It starts at 11 o'clock. Big Pine Key, Old Wooden Bridge. That's kind of on the way to No Name Key out that direction, I believe.
Yes. So hopefully there's not too much wind. There's not too many waves. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It'll be I'll be happy to report it after this afternoon. But I will be back in time for the open hours Meet the Mayor from 2 to 4.
Wow.
So I don't know if I'll be full of salt water or if I'll be looking like this. So we'll see.
That's a quick costume change for sure. Wind, by the way, out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
Let's hope it stays on the lower side of that. So that's going to kick off a fun week, a busy week as well. And then we have, as you said, Meet the Mayor today. It happens Mondays, 2 to 4, your opportunity to be heard and to have conversation directly with the mayor, open door policy. And that is, of course, today. Public meeting for the Florida Small Cities Community Development Grant. That is tomorrow. We've got an FDOT public meeting, State Road A1A, flooding mitigation and safety improvement projects happening Wednesday, and then the City Commission meeting on Thursday. What are some of the highlights we're looking forward to for the commission meeting?
Yes, so I have my agenda reviewed tomorrow morning, so I'll be going over the agenda with our city attorney and our city manager Meeting starts at 9 a.m. The afternoon starts at 5 p.m. So a couple things that I know will be lots of discussion will be the new grand jury report. So that's on the agenda for discussion, and we'll see what the will of the commission is and the direction that we give our city manager. I know there are some highlights in there in reference to the organizational chart, the planning board, the land development code could be a lot clearer. So there will be a lot of discussion about the grand jury report. Water quality is going to be on there. So I'm hoping that we give direction and end it on Thursday and get that water quality testing started. Approving up to $8 million for the improvement of the Jose Marti and the North Roosevelt Boulevard resiliency project. That was a price tag that FDOT gave us that we weren't expecting. So there'll be discussion on that using a general obligation bond. And then I know there's a major development plan in reference to 3401 Duck Avenue, 1621 and 22, I believe, the A8 project. So we have a full agenda with lots and lots of discussion. So like I said, go online, look at the agenda, see what's on there. If you have any concerns, please come. There's citizen comments. Let us know how you feel in reference to any of these items, and stay tuned.
Yes, Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez, Mayor of the City of Key West, with us on Good Morning Keys. The grand jury and the second grand jury report have been in the news. You can always go to the city website to see the current status of the grand jury recommendations and where the city stands on those. That's at the top of the website at cityofkeywest-fl.gov. Congratulations also. The city is now landlord of 16.5 acres known as Higgs Beach.
Yes.
And, we had the transfer of funds from the county as well to help continue services there. But yes, that is now under the purview and direction and ownership of the city of Key West.
Yes, we are so excited. So the official handoff of the key exchange was on Thursday, but officially we took it over May 1st, which was Friday. So the city of Key West now owns 16 acres of Higgs Beach, and we're so excited. It was really funny when we were exchanging the keys, Michelle, or I should say Mayor Lincoln, her and I were battling back and forth of the exchange of the keys. She didn't want to give it up, and I was trying to take it. So it was, but it was, I just want to say thank you to Monroe County Board of County Commissioners, the county administrator, our staff, the city manager, because they worked very hard to make this happen. And it was all with the help of the county. So I greatly appreciate the partnership that we have with them.
I think we should have had the key tug of war on paddle boards. That's an opportunity there. Would have been.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
It is.
But we're very excited about Higgs Beach, and they're already, getting started and moving that forward and trying to plan ahead and all the things that we need to do. So there'll be a lot of things on the city commission meeting in reference to approving all of those transfers.
Yes, indeed. And I'm sure Higgs Beach will be put on the list for early bird cleanup now as well. Early bird cleanup on Friday this week at Point Sienna Housing, 17th Street and Duck Avenue as well.
Yeah, so Commissioner or Vice Mayor Donnie Lee will be hosting that event. So that starts at 8 a.m. So come on down and let's help clean Vice Mayor's district and clean his area.
There you go. Indeed. So Reef Relief also is having a volleyball tournament. We've been talking about that here on Keys Talk, getting the word out for that. That happens on Saturday for a great cause. And Menendez Miller 5K walk and run happens Saturday as well. We're just coming off of the Songwriters Festival, another big success in the city of Key West, highlighting Key West internationally as a destination for music and art and entertainment.
Yes, so that was a very, very busy 5 days, 30 years of the Songwriters Festival. So I was able to kick that off on Wednesday, and then Saturday night I was on the stage, and I was able to give Stormy Warren the key to the city for his 27 years of participating and dedication with the Songwriters Festival. So it was just electrifying. The music, the talent that was in our city for the last 5 days was just magnificent. It was just, everyone had a great time, always listening to music, always puts everybody in a good mood. And it was wonderful. I really enjoyed the 5 days that they were here.
Yeah, well, indeed. Another successful event
Mm-hmm.
here in the city of Key West. Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez, mayor of the city of Key West on Good Morning Keys. So you've got a busy day to get to, and we'll be seeing you here in a few hours in the lower Keys. Looking forward to that. Best of luck.
Will you be there?
I will be. I will be.
No, so you'll be able to witness everything.
I will, and we will make mention of the fact that Keys Living TV airs this show 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Channel 27 and worldwide on Roku streaming and on your phone app, downloadable to your mobile device. And I'm going to work on maybe taping some of the festivities for posterity, so we might get some good outtakes out of this. So
okay, no pressure at all.
None. Well, can't call in sick today, Mayor. Too late. So.
No, not today. But before we hang up,
yes,
I just want to wish everybody a great week and make sure you come to our commission meeting Thursday starting at 9. Have a great week. Be safe out there. And on Sunday, I'd like to wish all the mothers a very happy Mother's Day.
And a very, very happy Mother's Day to you as well. And you're a terrific mom. I've seen that in action many times, as well as a terrific public servant. So thanks for all that you do to balance all of that. You have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. It is Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez with us, mayor of the city of Key West. Keys Talk 96.9. 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And as the mayor mentioned, yes, going to be the proclamation happening today for the 250th anniversary of, of course, the United States, but the county kicking off festivities today at Old Wooden Bridge Park, which is in Big Pine. Starts at 11 o'clock, goes till 2. They're going to have music and entertainment and food, and all of our dignitaries and leaders of note will be on paddle boards. We'll see. It's kind of like to see how long people can stay on a bull. We'll see how long our public officials can stay aloft on a paddleboard as they make that proclamation. Should be entertaining. So all are welcome. Public encouraged to attend. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We'll be back in a moment.
And then one day you had children of your own. As the years went by raising your kids, you saw how it takes love and sacrifice you didn't know were possible. In that moment, you could finally see just how beautiful your mom is. I'm Armando Gonzalez, president and owner of Blue Marlin Jewelry in Islamorada and in Key West. Growing up, we can't realize what mom gives us. The heartache, the sorrows, the joy she experiences, the way her heart stretches beyond what she knew possible. Show the mom in your life how special she is with a beautiful gift from Blue Marlin Jewelry. We have a wonderful selection of quality jewelry that you won't find in other stores. Hand-selected from artists including our signature collection, to Quarry, we have genuine Tocha coins, Roberto coin, and so much more. Some things can never be put into words, but they can be captured in a gift she'll treasure forever because it comes from the one she loves more than anything. That would be you. Blue Marlin Jewelry, 81549 Old Highway in Islamorada, and in Key West at 718 Caroline Street. We're open 9:30 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday. Online, bluemarlinjewelry.com.
Attention Key West! The Rotary Club of Key West invites you to step into the speakeasy as they present the Roaring 20s Casino Night, Saturday, May 16th from 6:30 to 11 p.m. at Beachside Resort. This isn't just another fundraiser, it's your night, Key West, where the clinking of conch chips meets the swell of live jazz from the Key West Jazz Society, and where every roll of the dice and flip of a card sends another local student closer to their dreams. Enjoy tastings and sips from Naughty Beach Rum and El Bandito Tequila, as well as non-alcoholic beverages, a 360-degree photo opportunity, a live raffle and auction, prizes for the best costume, and of course, what's a casino night without a variety of casino games? Proceeds from this event funds Rotary Foundation scholarships, giving our community students the support they deserve. Pre-sale early bird tickets available now for $100, which includes $150 in conch chips, or purchase at the door for $150, which includes $100 in conch chips. Step back in time for the Key West Rotary Club's Roaring 20s Casino Night, Saturday night, May 16th. For tickets and more information, visit kwrotarycasinonight.org. Special thanks to title sponsor Hank's Hair of the Dog Saloon. Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Weather, well, again, the proclamation happening starting at 11 a.m., 250th anniversary kickoff for Monroe County for the 250th anniversary of the United States, and happening on top of a paddleboard. The mayor of the mayor of the county will be doing that. The mayor of Key West will be on a paddleboard as well, as you just heard. So it's going to be interesting. And Robin Still, city council member for Marathon. You are a former mayor. I don't suppose you're going to do the paddleboard routine, though, since you're not currently the mayor. Maybe you're off the hook.
It is a good day not to be mayor. I'm there in support of my friends, and I'm like going to cheer them on and be so amazed because they are awesome to put themselves out there like that.
Well, you and your husband are quite have quite the seamanship, and I know you do a lot of boating. How are your paddle boat, whatever they're paddleboard skills?
Well, I'm not the best swimmer in the world.
Okay.
So if my feet can touch the bottom, I'm good. If not, I would probably, it would be a little embarrassing. I'd probably be straddling that paddle board and holding on for dear life. I would, if they forced me into it, I would take it for the team and I'd be out there. But thank goodness I am there on shore to support.
Support
It's going to be awesome. I'm so proud of them already, and they're going to do such a good job. And what good sports! I mean, where else can you say that you have the county mayor and a mayor from another municipality that are going to be on a paddleboard, putting in a business attire, not a swimsuit, but business attire, putting themselves out there.
It's going to be
in the Keys.
It is the Keys. And, it's kind of a massive dunk tank where you've seen the dunk tanks at carnivals and stuff where you're, allowed to dunk public officials. Well,
but with critters.
Yes, Yes. Well, I have a feeling you're going to see some dunking going on. It is going to be an interesting morning and afternoon. So, City of Marathon, been busy with a search for a new city manager. We have the interim city manager who is also the city attorney. But the search continues for an applicant, and it's been kind of a national search. Do we have any idea how we're doing as far as number of applicants, the qualifications of each? Are we finding people that we feel might fit the bill and so on?
Yeah, we have. I'm trying to look it up right now because we got an email from our human resources department last week, and I think this number has changed, but last week, there had been a total of 52 candidates. I think we had a few more. I don't have an updated number as of today. Candidates who had applied. To be considered a true candidate and to move forward, they have to do the complete package. So that basically consists of, I believe, my husky is howling. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
He wants to talk. He wants to talk to.
He's got plenty to say. Go right ahead.
He does. They have to submit a cover letter, a resume, and they have to do the City of Marathon's application. So if they miss some of those steps, they're not considered a true applicant right now. Of those, 5 have working experience in Florida, which is something we were looking for. And that's Florida governmental entities, which is important. 1 has experience in Monroe County. Now, I don't have any names. We've not seen an application. What's going to happen is there are going to be members within City Hall who have not applied, who are going to take a look at those applications. And obviously, we had a job description with qualifications, and they're going to match those applications with what our requirements were. And then they're going to give us the top number, just picking a number at random, the top 5. It could be the top 10. I don't know what that number's been decided right now. I guess it depends on how many get close enough to those qualifications. They're going to give that to us and as council, and then we're going to move forward. There's been some brief discussion that we will have one-on-one meetings with them, with those applicants. And then what I'd like to see is that those finalists do come in front of City Council in the public. That way members of the public can meet them, can hear a little bit about them. What I like to see is, and that's just me, I'm just one of 5. When I applied for my position before I had to run for election for my appointment, all of us applicants had to go in front of City Council. We had a certain number of minutes to basically introduce ourselves and say why we thought we were the best candidate for that position. And then City Council voted. The public were able to see every one of us. Council were able to see us. And I'd like to see that happen as well with these candidates, because whoever gets selected is going to touch the lives of everybody who lives here, owns property here, and also visits here. That's an important position, and they touch a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Robin Still, she is council member for City Council Marathon, also former mayor of the city of Marathon on Good Morning Keys. And transparency in the hiring process is probably a positive move. That is some of the criticism that still remains as far as how we came about to having a vacancy in the first place, was kind of a lack of transparency. And so it's good to hear that that is part of what is being focused on, at least from your standpoint, going forward. There's, again, some unanswered questions that do still remain. So we'll see how the process works out, but we are looking for the future, looking for a new city manager, and we'll see how that does come about. Human resources, though, been a little bit busy. It's my understanding that the public information officer who was hired not too many years ago by the city of Marathon has been terminated as well.
He has. That's unfortunate. I was happy with what he was doing. However, City Council, just to reiterate and let people know, there's some misunderstandings of what City Council members can and cannot do. Mm-hmm. But per our charter, we can only hire and fire 2 employees. That's the city manager and that's the city attorney. We can't tell the city manager or city attorney what to do. Any hiring or firing outside of those 2 positions, we have absolutely no control over. We can't direct them to do one thing or another. That can be very frustrating when you don't agree with decisions that are made, but it's out of our hands and out of our power. We can only express how we feel about it, and that's as far as we can go. And okay. I was proud of the job that he was doing. I have been told that we do have another public information officer that will begin on Carlos G's last day. He is still with us. He's still, for a few more days, doing his job. I have not met this new person yet. I hope to meet them. I'm hoping they're going to be introduced to us at our next city council meeting. One of the comments I have made is that I'm going to be expecting good things. I'm going to be expecting the level that we've seen already, because that has been a big leap for the city of Marathon. We've never had that kind of outreach before. We've not had videos like we've seen, our newsletter, all of the information that's going out to the public, I think has been very important. We need to work on maintaining public trust. A way to do that is to be open, be honest, be visible, and let everybody see what's going on. And Carlos did a wonderful job of being present for events and videoing those events and advertising them. And I expect to see that going forward. That's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to give the other person the chance, obviously, because I don't know them, and they may be just as good. They may provide just as great of services. I hope so. But I think everybody deserves the kind of services we've been getting.
Is Robin Still with us, council member, Marathon City Council, former mayor of Marathon on Good Morning Keys. And again, also another position that is not under the direct supervision or authority of the city council is the fire chief, who has also been in the news here very recently, potentially some reckless driving accusations anyway in a city vehicle. We'll see how that progresses.
We will. Right now, the information I have is that's something that's under investigation. It's pretty standard from my experience, my past career. If an employee has been in an accident or if there's an investigation, they're put on leave. That's not a red flag for me. So I'm just kind of trusting the process to see what happens. I like the things the fire chief has done for our department. It's the first time we've ever been fully staffed. I know his employees like him. I've liked him. And I'm just waiting to see what a decision is going to be as far as the outcome of that investigation. I wish I could tell the public we had more control as a city council, but once again, we're only responsible for hiring and firing 2 people. That per our charter is all we are allowed to do. That's very frustrating at times, but that's the way that charter was written back when the city incorporated, and that's what we're bound by, regardless of our personal feelings. I just, I hope a thorough investigation is done. I think that would be fair to everybody concerned. And I'm just waiting to hear what the outcome is.
Okay. Well, on a positive note as well, we are, you mentioned Leadership Monroe when we were talking earlier. What a great organization it is and what a beautiful setting they had at their disposal for their graduation ceremony. We were there broadcasting live with our sister station, Party 105.7 on Saturday, congratulating Triple Threat, that is the 33rd class of Leadership Monroe, who they claim is the best class ever. But
wrong. Class 30. Forever, Michael. Forever.
I thought you would dispute that, and justifiably so. However, my point being, the oceanfront park behind City Hall and Marathon, with the new tiki structure, 5,000 square feet meeting structure there. What a beautiful, beautiful setting that is. In addition to Community Park in the middle of Marathon, that space is really something to be proud of for the city of Marathon.
I know. I regrettably had to miss leadership, the graduation. I was way behind on work, and I couldn't get away. I usually go to everything involving leadership. I'm such a fan of that organization. I loved my class. Like I said, class 30, best class forever. And I hated to miss it. But unfortunately, work has to come before fun sometimes.
It's
not fun being an adult.
Have to pay their bills and remain solvent. That's exactly
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Keeps me here.
Yeah, exactly. We fully sympathize. No apology needed. You do so much for our community already. So we do also have a public ranking meeting, deep injection well phase 2 and 3B transmission project. That sounds interesting. 10 a.m. With the city of Marathon. Not sure exactly what will be discussed there. Sounds very technical, but that meeting will take place on the 8th of May, so 4 days away. Public ranking meeting, Area 3 vacuum tank replacement, also on the 8th at 11 a.m. Another very technical sounding meeting. Then we got the city council meeting at 5:30 on the 12th. And again, we'll be looking for agenda items for that upcoming as well. So it's going to be a busy week or so coming up in the city.
Yeah, and then graduation's coming up.
Yes.
A lot of graduation events. And let's give a shout out to our Marathon Boys baseball team.
About to do that.
I listened to Game 3 while I was working this weekend, and it got to one point and it was 3 outs to they would have a victory and move on. They fought hard, and we should be super, super proud of them. They didn't win, but they did win. They're winners as far as I'm concerned, because what an amazing program and what an amazing group of boys.
Yeah, it is most definitely the case. They did wonderfully this year, and congratulations to all that they accomplished. Go Dolphins. So thank you so much, Robin. Anything else that we should mention at this time, though?
Well, we're in athletics. Let's talk about track and field. They're leaving to go to states also.
Oh, wow.
Our weightlifting team, all of our athletics, amazing.
Yeah.
And let's just really quick, if you need childcare for this summer and you need a summer camp, Parks and Rec with the City of Marathon is taking applications. I think we have, I want to say, 8 weeks of summer camp coming up. You can register. You do not have to sign up for all 8 weeks. if you need 1 week or 2, or if you need the entire summer, you can go on their Facebook page and there is a link to register. I'm not sure what the pricing difference is, but I saw $125 for 1 week, $100 for a separate week. I think it flexes back and forth, but what an amazing program. Not only that, usually the Keys Weekly will have a printout of all of the summer camps and marathons, so be on the lookout for that. There are so many amazing camp opportunities here in our community. You could not go wrong with any of them.
There are, and it's appropriate to talk about that. The graduation and school, the end of the school year is just around the corner. It's hard to believe, but it is here. So time to make all of those considerations and plans for the summer months for us here. So with that, we will let you go, Robin, and get back to a very busy day, I'm sure. We'll see you in a few hours in Big Pine. Thank you for all that you do, serving our community so unselfishly, and you have a wonderful morning.
Thank you. I'll see you in just a couple hours. Not on a paddleboard.
No, me neither. That's for sure. Take care. Good to talk to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
It is Robin Still, council member, City of Marathon, and also former mayor of City of Marathon. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And we'll have some more details on other happenings, including, again, a reminder about the 11 o'clock commencement of the kickoff of the 250th anniversary of our country happening in Big Pine to proclaim Monroe County's festivities in recognition of that momentous event. So we'll talk about that here in just a bit. We'll be also talking with the mayor of Monroe County in just a few on Keys Talk 96.9. Actually, make that the sheriff is coming up. He's next on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys.
Keys Energy Services rebate program can help to reduce your energy bill. Keys offers rebates for 14 qualified energy-efficient items ranging from $25 to $450. The program also includes an electric vehicle charger rebate for up to $400. Customers looking for more information on the rebate program, a complete listing of qualified items, and information on how to apply should log on to keysenergy.com. At Keys Energy, we're growing greener every day. Here's your chance to join us and put some green back in your wallet.
At Just Beds of Key West, we have trained our staff to teach you how to drink 3 beers in 30 minutes, and after that, we might be able to sell you a mattress. It might take 4 beers. We are willing to do whatever it takes. Shop Just Beds of Key West on Flagler Avenue, where there's always a cold one in the fridge.
This is Allison Crean for the City of Key West, inviting you to ride the bus. Sit back and relax in a clean, comfortable, air-conditioned bus and let us do the driving. Key West Transit offers public bus service to anywhere between Key West and Marathon.
Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts and Barge is your proven expert in boat lifts, service, parts, or construction throughout the entire Keys, with locations in Tavernier and in Marathon. Hurricane season is almost here, and we all know what a disaster a hurricane is. Protect yourself against a hurricane with tie-down service from Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts. They can custom manufacture your next aluminum lift for any sized boat or yacht. Many Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts feature a custom gearbox with variable speed option. They also build docks and cargo elevators and install pilings with their barge service. Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts and Barge is part of the Waterfront Brands Group, which includes Shoremaster, Hydro Hoist, and Tide Tamer, and their full line of parts and service appointments are convenient for all of the Keys. With their location in Marathon at Town Square Mall, 11400 Overseas Highway Suite 211, and their main showroom at 94401 Overseas Highway Tavernier. Have trouble getting on and off your boat? Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts offers a full line of custom boarding platforms and catwalks. Call for a quote or visit NeptuneAtlanticBoatLifts.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys at 8:42. Checking your traffic here. It's looking like there is an accident. Upper Keys. And let's get a bead on that one. It is an accident with injury. Sunshine Boulevard, 90.5 mile marker. Gulfside, Sunshine Boulevard, Plantation Key was called in about 7 minutes ago. Accident with injuries there at 90, just above the 90 mile marker in Tavernier. So keep that in mind. That could cause some slowdowns as they work that scene. Otherwise, looking pretty normal as far as traffic flow up and down the Keys. Tavernier is still having some slowdowns due to construction just above Tavernier now with the aqueduct Authority. You're also going to have some traffic going in and out of Big Pine Key today for the kickoff of Monroe County's celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States. We've been talking about this. Well, the Board of County Commissioners just about a week ago did approve plans to participate in the National America 250th celebration, celebrating that 250th anniversary of the United States. There will be events and community-driven activities planned throughout the Florida Keys from this month through November. And America 250 Florida Keys, designed to celebrate the nation's milestone while highlighting Monroe County's unique history, culture, and sense of community. And it will be certainly done in that spirit here today. The effort will bring together residents, visitors, local organizations, and businesses to foster community pride and position the Florida Keys as a vibrant, historic destination is tied to the broader American story. Visit Florida Keys, the Tourist Development Council, providing funding through the unappropriated fund balance and also logistical support for the events. Now, today is the kickoff of these events. The Paddleboard Proclamation event takes place starting at 11 o'clock at the Old Wooden Bridge Marina on Big Pine Key. It's also the celebration of National Travel and Tourism Week, hosted by the TDC. Monroe County Mayor Michelle Lincoln will be signing a proclamation on a stand-up paddleboard. Public is invited to wear their business meets Keys casual attire and join her on the water. BYOB, bring your own board, live music, live food trucks, local food trucks make that, and a conch horn call will also highlight the event like only the Florida Keys can do. Then, June 14th is Flag Day. The county is asking businesses along US 1 to display American flags. Community partners have agreed to bring out their giant American flags that day to fly, so drivers will see red, white, and blue along their drives, and also, if able, keep the flags up throughout the week for Flag Week. And then, June 27th, the City of Key West hosting a Duval Street parade, ending with a party at Truman Waterfront to celebrate America. It's going to be a busy few months here in Monroe County, celebrating with America for America's 250th anniversary. So starts today, 11 o'clock, Big Pine Key, the Old Wooden Bridge Marina. This is Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We'll return with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar, listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West, or twofriends.com.
Your pet is part of your family. They've been with you for years through the ups and downs, never asking for anything other than to be loved. When your pet is in need, they deserve the most competent and compassionate care. Dr. Thomas Householder at Key West Vets and Pets treats every patient and their human family with the utmost compassion, attention, and quality care. Key West Vets and Pets, 1118A White Street in Key West. Call 305-294-0099. Trust your pet care to Key West Vets and Pets.
The Greenhouse. Have you been there yet? We even spell it with 3 E's to help you smile when you say it. That's our goal. We carry the largest selection of hemp-derived THC and CBD products in Monroe County. If you've been taking medication for anxiety, depression, inflammation, lack of sleep, or muscle and joint pain, and it's just not working, or you don't like the side effects, we can help. If you're looking to chill, relax, escape, focus, or even break out into euphoric fits of laughter, we can help there too. No medical card is needed. You just have to be 21 or over. Our 3 locations are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. In Key West, we're at 431 Front Street, just in front of Mallory Square. In Marathon, you can find us at mile marker 52 at 10875 Overseas Highway. In Key Largo, we're at 99304 Overseas Highway in the middle of the road. Swing on by, share your goals with us, and we'll recommend a product to help you reach them. And we back our recommendations with a 100% money-back guarantee. The Greenhouse. Stop on by and find out what the buzz is all about today.
Visit one of the 12 locations of the Greenhouse, including 9 in the Keys and featuring their newest store at 3128 North Roosevelt, Key West.
The voice of Monroe County, yours. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Good morning to you. As mentioned, we do have an accident being reported. Thank you to Monroe County Sheriff's Office for keeping us updated on traffic conditions. And it was in the Upper Keys. Looks like it's been cleared now, though. We had a report of an accident up around the 90-mile marker, appears to have been cleared. So that is good news for us. The rest of the Keys moving along pretty normally, with the exception of your typical traffic slowdowns. Still some construction above Tavernier there with the Aqueduct Authority, and going into Stock Island, Big Coppet this time of the morning. It does get a little bit busy. Things will lighten up a little bit in a few weeks when school is out of session. But for now, please do heed those school zones and the school buses and obey all of the traffic laws that we've talked about many times. You must know by now what you have to do when encountering a school bus in your commute. We're going to say hello to Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County. Good to see you, sir. How are you?
Hey, Michael, good morning. Good to see you again, and good to talk to your listeners.
Yes, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being at Leadership Monroe. We talked about that on the air on our sister station, but how worthwhile and important that program is here in our community. They graduated another class there in Marathon, but so many of our community leaders are alumni of Leadership Monroe. So congratulations to the 33rd class.
Yeah, I am as well a alumni, class 18 of Leadership Monroe. So I encourage anybody to think about putting in for it. It's a really great experience. Meet some really good current leaders and future leaders. Learn a lot more about the county and how things work. It's a fun program, interactive, hands-on. And so we did have the leadership graduation. Sheriff's Office had 2 of our staff members in that class. Mm-hmm. And we try to have 1 to 2 people every year in that class. We believe in it so much. Most of my command staff have gone through Leadership Monroe. So I was there on Saturday with you to support the graduation and see a bunch of prior alumni from Leadership, and just have a good day at the community park back behind the City Hall in Marathon by the Tiki Hut. Mm-hmm. Beautiful day, a little warm out there, but we had a good time for sure.
Yeah, what a great setting it was, and what a momentous occasion it was. But we refer to that tiki structure as a tiki hut commonly, but 5,000 square feet. It's quite a hut, and what a beautiful facility back there. They've really done a nice job.
Oh, they do a good job. They've got docks out there by the water. You can look at the water. You can fish off the docks. They've got little docks for kayaks to be launched, a launching ramp. Mm-hmm. They've got the big, large, like you say, 5,000 square foot tiki hut back there for events or anything else you may want. We're putting in pickleball courts. So doing really a lot with that property to make it accessible for all types of activities that people may want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, continuing to focus on quality of life here in the Keys for our residents as well. So, unfortunately, we did have a recent death in the waters. A man from Asheboro, North Carolina, 50 years of age, swimming at Marvin Key off the Lower Keys, 3:17 in the afternoon, just a couple of days ago. He was found in the water unresponsive. Initial reports indicate he was diving into shallow water. FWC brought him ashore, taken to Lower Keys Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. No foul play is suspected, but just certainly a tragedy.
Terrible day for sure. You're out there trying to enjoy the weekend down here on vacation. But yes, they went to Marvin Key on a boat. The people report the water was about maybe waist deep at best. An individual appeared from witness account to dive off the boat into the water. And a short time later, they saw him face down, floating. First, I thought he was just holding his breath and didn't think too much about it. After a little more time, he was still floating face down, had not moved. Then they figured, okay, something's wrong. They ran over to him. They turned him over, found out he was non-responsive. They called 911 right away, started getting the emergency services rolling. They tried to render first aid. FWC, our partner, showed up a real fast time. He was transferred onto an FWC boat who rushed him into shore, where fire rescue was standing by. And ultimately, he was determined to be deceased. We have to wait for a medical exam to determine cause. It'll be a death investigation between the sheriff's office and the medical examiner. Obviously, it appears to be some type of drowning, but the biggest question is going to be whether he struck his head diving in shallow waters, which is what appears to be in face value. but we'll have to get that determination from the medical examiners and look for any type of marks, redness, injuries on a face consistent with hitting the bottom first. And but end of the day is a sad day, and for everybody involved.
Yeah. Sheriff Rick Ramsey with the Sheriff of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. And Sheriff, we often talk about traffic stops netting other charges. Well, we had an initial stop for speeding at about 4:56 in the morning. Lower Keys Deputy Rodolfo Casillo Perez found that there was more in their car to be inspected, which was a number of fish, specifically possession of 21 mangrove snapper by one individual, another individual from Hollandale Beach, 12 mangrove snapper, both certainly over the limit, and they have a citation to appear.
Yeah, it just continues to show how important our traffic stops are for a lot of reasons. But the 33-mile marker, wee hours in the morning, we did stop a car for speeding. As you indicated, found 2 males on the car who were from out of county, who had been fishing. It's clear by fishing rods and coolers and whatnot that they've been coming back from a trip of fishing. A inspection search of their catch did reveal a total of 33 mangrove snapper between 2 people. You're allowed 5 per person. So in this case here, they were 23 over the legal limits of the catch in their bag, aggregate bag. So they were both given notice to appear in court for that violation. This is what destroys the fisheries and leaves nothing for other people or future generations, is when we overfish. That's why there's bag limits in place to make sure the resources exist for current and future populations. So again, a good job by my patrol officer dealing with traffic and fishery violations.
Yes. And Sheriff Rick Ramsey and with us on Good Morning Keys. We had a resisting arrest case as well. Sugarloaf Key man arrested also on May 2nd. He was causing a scene at a local marina, and then he decided to hide under a bed at a local residence, trying to resist arrest. This was following him fighting customers at Sugarloaf Marina, trespassing on the property. He hit one man, pushed another into the water, and then he ran off and hid under a bed. But he caused quite the disturbance, and unfortunate for those that he affected during that tantrum he had.
Yeah, this is stupid. This is a 55-year-old man who lives in the Sugarloaf area. For some unknown reason, I went to the Sugarloaf Marina and started engaging in multiple patrons there, arguing, being combative, being nasty, pushed one person, punched a person, pushed one person into the water. Sheriff's office was called. He fled. We got on scene, tried to determine what took place, try to identify who he was. We tracked him down to a house on the boulevard. We tried to make contact with him. We needed to trespass warn him off the property and continue our investigation. He initially had locked himself in the house with a girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, and wouldn't come out. At some point in time, the ex-girlfriend came out eventually and said, okay, well, he's gone. He jumped out the bathroom window. We didn't believe it. We asked permission to search. She said, sure, he's gone. You can search. So we searched. We did find him hiding under the bed and continued to be combative, just a real jerk. So we ultimately did arrest him for a resisting charge. And the ex-girlfriend's lucky she didn't go to jail. We could have charged her with an obstruction charge as well, lying to us and hiding him. But it's just really kind of stupid. For what? Nothing. And he's been trespass warned from the marina. And he took a trip down to Key West to spend a little time in my bed and breakfast.
Yeah. Well, and that's where he belongs, not under a bed, but in the bed at the bed and breakfast, I would say. It's, wow, he certainly needs to pay for those crimes against others. So we talk about Positive Beginnings every once in a while. They are a great nonprofit charity in the Upper Keys, and the Sheriff's Office constantly partnering with other organizations in our community to collaborate. And in this case, the founder of the Key Largo Fox Rescue nonprofit Positive Beginnings, Nicole Navarro, she donated Aretha Fox books to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, specifically major crimes units. So these books will be utilized when major crimes detectives interact on cases with children And this is a very positive book about the very famous Reef the Fox that will be utilized to help those major crimes detectives in their interactions and helping children feel better and safe and positive.
Yeah, this young lady is started off trying to do a rescue. She had spent some time working at the sheriff's farm in Key West, where she kind of got her love for animals. And then she moved to the Upper Keys, and then she wanted to start doing some type of rescue for foxes, which are, being used for fur, other related stuff. Mm-hmm. And she has several foxes, started a little home up there for them, and then turned it into quasi-therapy for kids at the children's shelter, other people who need to come and spend time with these animals and try to help them to relax. And it turned into a pretty good program she's done. She's tried to expand it now with the book, The Reef, the book. And she's done a lot on the papers, does a weekly article, and tries to continue to have the positive experiences through therapy in animals. So she's really working hard, trying to do a good thing for the community and trying to help these animals who would have been euthanized at the same time. So she did come up with this book. We thought the book was a good book that we could give to young kids who could be victims of bad situations, to go through, look, read, help them get through a difficult time in their life. So again, a good job to her. And yes, we always want to partner up with good organizations and good stuff in our communities.
Yes, Sheriff Rick Ramsey with us, Sheriff of Monroe County. Speaking of teaming up with organizations and individuals in our community, another name that comes up in a very positive light very often, Dr. Mader, an outstanding veterinarian from our area who has kind of national and international renown for all the right reasons. He is teaming up with the Sheriff's Office as well as the Florida Keys SPCA to help instruct the Sheriff's Office on safe travel, handling, and care of Keys wildlife. Every once in a while, we do see the stories where crocodile, alligator, pythons, iguanas, snakes, and other animals may come in contact with the Sheriff's Office, and that needs some special understanding and training. And so when that occurs, Dr. Mader and the SPCA is helping educate your officers on how to deal with those situations.
I'd say Dr. Doug Mader and Dr. Jerry, no better friends to the Sheriff's Office. Every time we need them, they're there. They do our animal farm, take care of the animals out there. Wasn't for Dr. Doug, we wouldn't have an animal farm. But Sheriff's Office deputies are more and more getting called to alligators and crocodiles and pythons and possums and raccoons and iguanas and tagus and you name it. We're a first responder that's going to come out to any type of animal incident. We call our friends at FWC if they're available, but sometimes they've got staffing issues. It may not be available. It may be too critical. It may need both agencies to work to deal with a crisis. So I wanted my people to have specialized training of how to deal with these animals, how to try to secure them and protect my officers from getting hurt and protect the animals too as well. You don't want to go out there with no experience trying to wrangle a 9-foot crocodile. But we get called in the backyard or in a pool or whatever it may be. So I've asked them to put on some training to give us some basics on this. We've offered the training up to our friends at FWC as well, if they want to attend. But more and more, we are seeing pythons in the north end of Key Largo, more and more alligators up there. We saw that crocodile a week and a half ago. They got struck down there by Boca Chica area. So this is a heavy area for animals that we have to deal with. We deal with manatees, we deal with turtles, whatever it is. If someone calls us, we're going to respond and we're going to try to deal with it. And we need to have the tools in our toolbox for training to make the right decisions for public safety, officer safety, and animal safety.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of animal safety, somewhat related, because there was a very famous and beloved sloth at the animal farm, Sheriff's Animal Farm, that did pass away just a few years ago, but had a very storied life, we'll say, there at the animal farm and was beloved by many. And we were saddened to see that there are now charges pending up in Central Florida against a theme park, which is known as Sloth World, relatively new theme park, and there have been dozens of sloths have perished there under their care, and they find now that many were kept in unheated warehouses and have passed away. So Florida prosecutors launching criminal investigation into the death of 31 sloths at that facility. So again, that's a sad story, but we hate to see that kind of thing happen anywhere.
I did see that story, and it was horrific, so sad, so senseless, so predictable, thus preventable. You know, dark, cold, warehoused in small little cages, you know, just stacked. You know, which just, it's heartbreaking. You know, these are such beautiful animals.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got to have some type of licensing to get them in the country and have care, custody, control. With that, it's oversight, but somewhere the oversight did not occur. You know, it's like the sheriff's office, animal farm. We have to have special licenses for those animals, and we get inspected. You know, it's an FDA-approved farm. And the same thing in that center up there, had to have an FDA license. So somehow it fell through the cracks, and you know, out of something bad, maybe something good will come out of it, that they'll step up these type of inspections on these smaller organizations that are popping up. But again, it just breaks your heart to see what happened up there, and they all suffered.
Well, the Sheriff's Animal Farm comes to the rescue of so many animals nationwide in need, and each one has a story and finally found a deserving, loving home. Maybe some of those sloths that still remain there might find their way to the animal farm here. Who knows? But nonetheless, sorry to hear that kind of news happening anywhere. So, thanks for continually being sensitive and responsive to the needs not only of our human inhabitants here in Monroe County, but also our defenseless animals, as we've talked about many, many times. So, Sheriff, I know you've got a busy day to get to, and you have to make a lot of miles on the highway to get back up to Big Pine here in short order. But anything else we should mention at this point?
We just had one other case that was interesting. It was a jet ski case.
Oh, yes.
Had this a 34-year-old male from Homestead. About 9 o'clock at night, he pulls up behind someone's house, and the owner sees him on the property wandering around and confronts him. And the guy says that he was part of a jet ski tour and got lost and had just run out of gas. So the owner of the property just did not buy this story. Thought the guy was suspicious, things were unusual, and short time later, he noticed the guy was gone. The jet ski was still sitting there. He calls the sheriff's office, reports a suspicious activity, believing this is a stolen jet ski, gives us a description of the male. As we're coming into the property area, the streets, we see a person who matches the description, who's riding on the back as a passenger on an e-bike driven by what appears to be a juvenile. We don't stop it because we're going to the house first to figure out what's going on. When we get there, we see the jet ski, we contact the jet ski owner. They say that it must be stolen because at 6 o'clock they closed up, all jet skis were accounted for. So it appears this was a stolen jet ski. We then go out, try to look for him. We find the kid, the young man on the e-bike up around Sparky's Landing, the north end of Marathon. We stopped him. He says he dropped the guy off around that area, and the guy was last seen walking northbound. We start heading northbound looking for him. About the 55-mile marker on Grassy Key, we see him walking on the Heritage Trail. Officers put their lights on, turn around. As they do, the guy runs and jumps into mangroves, and we have to set up a perimeter. Sometime later, we do find him, pull him out. The witness comes up, identifies him as the person who showed up on the stolen jet ski. We arrest him for grand theft of the jet ski. In the meantime, we had like 3 other burglaries that we were investigating that just took place that day for jet skis, jet ski trailer, a stolen recovered Kubota side-by-side RTV from Dade County. So we initially arrested him for the jet ski theft, and we continued the investigation the next couple of days. We were able to tie him into 3 more burglaries where he stole 1 jet ski on a trailer and then abandoned it, stole 2 other jet skis on a trailer, abandoned up around the 70-something mile marker, and we recovered the Kubota for Dade County. So this was a career criminal who had a long, extensive criminal history of burglaries and thefts and like or similar stuff. So we're glad we're able to arrest him, get all that property back to all the rightful owners in Monroe and Dade, and hold him accountable. And with his criminal history and these charges, hope he go back off to prison.
Yeah, well, looks like he's not been rehabilitated as of yet. And again, you put a stop to his crimes here in Monroe County and put him where he belongs. So thank you, Sheriff, for that. And yeah, I meant to mention this case. It's an important one. Thank you for bringing that up. Sheriff Rick Ramsey with us, Sheriff of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. And with that, I'm sure you have to get to some paperwork and the like before you hit the road again. But safe travels. We sincerely appreciate your service and dedication to all of us here in the county and beyond. And you have a wonderful day, sir. See you soon.
Michael, thank you, and thank your listeners for the time and effort to put out some message from the Sheriff's Office. Take care.
Always. Thank you. A pleasure and an honor. You take care, sir. It is Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Breaking news as soon as it happens. All the heavy hitters of talk radio and local, state, and national news every half hour and weather around the clock. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys.